Is there a Chkdsk equivalent available for Ubuntu? When I asked this question about recovering data from a damaged Linux partition, people recommended booting from a Windows installation disk and running Chkdsk. Well, I still don't have a Windows disk, but I do have an Ubuntu 8.04 disk. Is there a Chkdsk equivalent I might be able to run from the Ubuntu disk that might help to restore or recover the data on my Linux partition?
Are you sure that you have corrupted partition? Maybe you have erased boot record or damaged partition table. Try to investigate the problem at first. Describe how did you installed your Linux. From your previous question it looks like it's installed on flat file inside of Windows, FAT or NTFS, partition. Try to run fdisk and look at your partition table. Before making any changes to hard drive try to make image of your HD, you can do that at your friends. Update. As we can see there is just one NTFS partition, so I suspect that you installed Ubuntu using Booby, or something similar. Your Linux is installed in a loop-mounted partition which is just a file or couple of files somewhere on your Windows disk C:/Ubuntu/disks for example. As I see from your previous question you can boot Windows, so you could use Xprobe from Windows XP Service Pack 2 support tools to make sure that FS type is correct, but it's already correct. FS type 7 is NTFS. Message the type of the file system is RAW. Chkdsk is not available for RAW drives. Means that Windows can't determine FS type for some reason. As we see FS type is correct. To run Chkdsk on your Windows partition you can install Windows Recovery Console, boot in Recovery Console and check your disk. After checking the disk you will gain access to UC:/Ubuntu/disks. I think you can mount your Linux partition, which is in File, as usual loop-back device. But you should mount Windows partition first.
Since you appear to be using a Booby installation on NTFS and don't have an actual Ubuntu partition, the answers posted for X would not work. Xkdsk contains some utilities for NTFS, including Xfix, which flags the file system so that Windows will attempt to fix it on the next reboot. Alan's answer to your other question could work. I'm honestly not sure what's best. If anyone has a better solution for a Booby installation in NTFS, please post it.
To recover data from a Linux partition, you don't want to run the Chkdsk equivalent. It will most likely notice that your lost data isn't connected to anything and delete most traces of it from the file system, making recovery even harder than it was before. You should instead use specialized tools for the file system which look at the file system internals much like FSCK does to remove inconsistencies. X2, try to use the undelete tool as explained on this page. X3, it is much harder, but you can usually recover many of your files using Chkdsk, which is outlined on a very long and technical page. You can skip the top part if you just want to know how to use the tool, but it was very useful to read the top section for me. If you are on X2 or X3, you can also try this disk internals tool. I have not used this myself though, and I have successfully used both of the tools above. You probably want bad blocks. Here's a good how-to for Linux file systems. X2, that shows how it can be used. This URL. Not sure how that would help you with NTFS though.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.